Hello everyone, this is Dr. Neeta and today I welcome you all in our phase number 3 child psychology session. In this session we are going to discuss about intellectual development. We have already discussed about social development, we have already discussed about emotional development. Now in this video we will discuss about intellectual development. Now intellectual development, it's a debate of hundreds of years that whether intellectual development is depend on the hereditary or it depends on the environment. Now after the hundreds and hundreds years of research and whatever experiments different people have done in different fields, they have come to the conclusion that both the factors are equally responsible for developing the intelligence of the child. Now if the environment means what kind of physical environment and even the child, whatever food intake the child is getting, if it's not sufficient for the proper brain development of the child, if they are not getting proper nutrients in the childhood, at that moment of time their brain development may hamper, and because of that of course it's going to actually responsible for their not having good development in the brain, or is responsible for stopping the nice development of the brain in a intellect manner. So the thing is, if the child is not getting good nutrition, it may lack in intelligence. Again, the dumb environment, there was one research done on very small babies, 3 to 6 months babies. That experiment was done and it was found that whatever babies are having bilingual kind of bilingual environment wherein there are more number of people and more number of languages are getting speak in front of baby, it has been found that those babies are more active as compared to those baby who are having monolingual environment, and even they are having less number of people, only one or two parents are taking care of that child. In that case also the activities of the baby may differ. So these are the factors which are responsible for the intellectual development of the child. Now you have to come on page number 67 in our book in this topic we are currently. So here there are few factors which are responsible for intellectual development. They have given it memory, then imagination. So when it comes to memory, again there are few factors they have given for better memory. So aids for better memory, what are all those factors, we will just discuss one by one. So encourage careful listening and watching. If children are to remember things, they must have clear sight and sound picture of these things. So if you want to remember a few things nicely and you want children to be remember it, in that case you have to give them the proper sight, means they should listen it, they should see it, and they should experience it, so that the particular thing they may get remember properly. That is what is first thing of memory. Again prior to that they have given some kind of evidences wherein we may experience that the small children, even the babies, they have certain kind of memories, they are having that capacity of memorizing things. Just like whenever the family members come around the baby is very comfortable, but the strange faces come, baby may not be that much comfortable. If the family member is doing something which is very natural for them, if the same kind of act done by the strange faces or the strangers, they may get frightened or their response may not be the regular one. So these are all kind of things shows that it's a kind of research which shows that baby is having certain kind of memory and they having the capacity of remembering faces, remembering things, remembering events and actions. So that's what is the capacity of our of the brain of small children, wherein they are very small in age. Even at that moment of time their memorizing power actually start developing, and that is how these all kind of activities they do. So the first thing, if they we would like to work on getting good memory, in that case we have to show them, we have to actually involve their senses within that, so that they will remember certain things. The second thing is make the sight and sound to be remembered meaningful to the child. The more meaning you connect with it, the easier it will be for the child to remember. So for remembering difficult thing, you need to connect it with the small thing. Just like add some kind of sound within that, add some kind of music within that, add some kind of stories within that, so that particular thing, if it is difficult to remember, child may understand it with the help of that example or whatever kind of sound associated with it or song associated with it. So that kind of thing you can assist or add. Then repeat often to prevent forgetting. Now for children, you have to actually repeat certain things again and again, sorry, so that the children will remember things properly. So when it comes to your rhymes, your stories, you have to repeat, even though you are teaching them some kind of alphabets and all. So at that moment of time also, you have to repeat it again and again, so that they remember it properly. And the next is read the same stories. So we have already discussed about this, ki how repetition actually helpful for memorizing numbers, singing, or any kind of letters and all. So these are all kind of things are there for memory. In the next video, imagination, creativity, we will discuss. This much for this video. Thank you very much.